What if you're concerned that you may need to bail to a different screen during your live stream, but you don't know a good and easy way to do that? Well, stick around and I'll show you how. Presented by Church Tech U, it's the ProPresenter Show. On today's show, how to change which screen you're live streaming from while you're live streaming. Hi, and welcome again to the ProPresenter Show. This is the show where I teach all about ProPresenter. My name's Paul Allen Clifford. And before we get started, if you've ever thought, I probably don't need it, but it would be nice to be able to bail to another screen during the live stream if something were to go wrong. Well, stick around and I'll show you how. So, this just occurred to me while I was actually running ProPresenter at my church, and I thought, I would like to change what's on this one screen without it affecting other stuff. And then it got me thinking, well, would that work for during a live stream? And the answer is yes. So I thought that I'd show you how to do this just in case you run into this issue. So here in ProPresenter, the very first thing we need is we need a stage screen that's going to do this. So we go to Screens and then Configure Screens. And basically the one that we're going to live stream from is a stage screen. Now it could be that normally it shows one of these other screens on it, but this time we're going to instead have it show what's on the stage screen. So we click plus here for stage, and then we can just go down here to new placeholder and make sure you choose the same resolution that you would live stream. If you're going out of ProPresenter via NDI, then choose an NDI screen. If you're going out of ProPresenter via Siphon, choose a Siphon screen. If you're going out of ProPresenter via SDI with Blackmagic hardware, choose one of those, whatever, but that should be here in the stage screen area. I'm just going to choose placeholder, which you would do if you were live streaming from within ProPresenter. That would absolutely work. So that is stage screen 3, and I'm just going to rename this live stream bail, just so that, and notice that's not bail like the ancient deity. It's like you can bail to this live stream. So anyway, not that it was really a thing. It was just a anyway. So live stream bail is what we want here. And so the next step in the process is if we go down here to live stream bail and I preview that, right now it's just set up like a regular live stream screen. Let me hide myself here. And down here, this is the stage screen area. I have the ability to switch between some of these different things. So I have audience mirror right here. And when I select that, well, there's nothing on there because I don't have anything on my audience screen right now. But let me instead just go to this screen. Okay? See, we've got that going on. So that's going on my main screen. Now, watch this. I have already made a live stream that has that mirrored backwards. So just to show you, I just click on this one and all of a sudden it's mirrored instantaneously. I just cut to it. So that's something that I could do. But to show you how I made the mirror, if we go up here to Screens and then Edit Layouts, basically you click on the little plus button next to the word Layouts to select a blank one. And let's call this, I'm going to right click here and select Rename. And I'm going to call this one Alpha Mirror. Okay. And maybe the alpha screen is the one that you normally live stream from or whatever. So we do that, but it's blank now. So what we need to do is we need to click on this icon right here. If you're on a particularly old version of ProPresenter, there's a big plus button. You click on that and then select Screen Preview. But chances are you're probably on one that has these icons. So notice this has a rectangle like a screen and then an eyeball. So that's what Screen Preview is. So now let's go down to Alpha here, and right now it'll be itty bitty inside of that. So I'm just going to click and drag to fill this. That works. Or I could also put the position at 0, 0, which I already did by clicking and dragging, and then the size to the resolution that it's going to be 1920 by 1080. I just hit the tab in between those, and now that's filled. So let me, just to show you how this looks, we're on the worship look, which has a lower third version of this. So actually, let me select a totally different song here that maybe, yeah, this would work, the scripture. So notice we've got this right here, and now down here, if I select it from the change the audience mirror and go to alpha mirror, then the background goes away instantaneously and we've got the lower third version. Now, absolutely, I could have done what I just did with looks, but what if you don't have a look set up for that and you just want to bail to a different screen? You know it looks different, that's okay, you want to bail to that. So maybe it's a situation where something disruptive is happening in the sanctuary. You just go to the full screen version of the lyrics for a moment until the disruption goes away. And then you just take it right on back. You can absolutely do that with a macro as well. So I could go here, create a macro by clicking on the little plus button here, and I could right click here, go to add action, go to stage, and then for the live stream bail, I can change this over to audience mirror. And now I click on that and that would do it as well. So there are a couple of ways to do it. I could have macros here that I can click to bail and then unbail, or I could go down here to the stage screen and then click from this drop down right here and select the appropriate screen. This may be a little harder to do if you've got a bunch of stage screen layouts like I do, so that's why I showed you this way to do it with the macros. So that is how that you can bail to a totally different screen just instantaneously for your live stream. This might get you thinking of other uses for it. I just wanted to show that to you so that you could just bail to it quick and easy. If you like this lesson, you would probably like the cheat sheet that I'm going to make up on how to do this. You might just file it away in case of an emergency, get it set up and ready to go. If you like that, then head on over to tdm.fyi/pro-gifts, GIFTS, and give me your name and email address once you select the changing the live stream screen cheat sheet there, and I'll send that to you for free. Until next time, this is Paul Allen Clifford from TrinityDigitalMedia.com and ChurchTechU.com, reminding you to go out and change eternity.